Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and we're once again going to be taking a look at the map of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores, which, yes, this map has been updated by Dead and Dying Retail as of Saturday, March 12th, 2022. So with the closure of the Kmart store, which will be occurring on Sunday, April 17th, 2022 at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey, we are now down to 9 Kmart stores and 16 Sears and Roebuck stores. Combine both numbers together and get approximately 25, that's right guys, 25 non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. That's 1/4 of the Sears fleet remains. So obviously on Wednesday, the Kmart in Avenel, the posting for the liquidation came in, and liquidation sales started immediately on Thursday. So the liquidation crew did not mess around. I bet some of them came up from Willow Grove, which as you guys know, Willow Grove closed last Sunday. So I'm sure some of the liquidation crew came from Willow Grove, and they began liquidating this Kmart store. So here's the list. So I just have to change that real quick to Saturday, March 12th, 2022. So we have 9 Kmarts, 3 in the United States, and 6 outside of the United States. So before we go to the map, we go location by location by location on the map created by Dead and Dying Retail. Let's go over the list of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart locations. So 9 Kmarts, 16 Sears and Roebuck stores, a total of 25 non-liquidating stores. So we have the Kmart store in Tauman, Guam, the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Miami, Florida, and with the closure, obviously, of Avenel, the Kmart store at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey, is now the last Kmart store within the state of New Jersey, and is the only Kmart store within New Jersey that will be operating 6 days a week, as Avenel will now be shutting down on Sunday, April 17th, 2022, and given that that day is Easter, I would imagine it's probably going to be the day before Easter. So, and then the only other Kmart store left in the United States that's not liquidating, it's the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York, and then obviously Tauman, Guam is outside the United States. And then the other Kmart stores that are outside the United States include the Kmart store at Plaza Las Americas Shopping Center in Puerto Rico, the Kmart store at the Sunshine Mall in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands, along with the Kmart store at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. Also the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands, and also the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands. Now we get to Sears, which is a total of 16 non-liquidating stores. The last closure was Willow Grove, and before that was Fort Lauderdale. So these are all Sears and Roebuck, but I'm going to be calling them Sears for simplification purposes. So we have the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California, the Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California, the Sears store at the Webster Town Mall in Stockton, California, the Sears store at the Whitwood Town Center in Whittier, California, the Sears store, the freestanding Sears store located in Miami, Florida, and that is in I didn't think in Kendall. The town, I don't have the town on my tongue, but as we go through the map, I will let you guys know what the town is. We also have the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida, and finally the Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Then we have these states all have single, or maybe the rest of these states though have single Sears stores. So we have the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts, the Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland, the Sears store at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey, the Sears store at the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York, the Sears store at the Friendly Center in Greensboro, North Carolina, the Sears store at the Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico, the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas, the Sears store at the Westfield South Center Mall in Tuckalawea, Washington State, and finally the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington State. So we have liquidating stores, 0 Sears stores closing on that day, 1 Kmart, total 1. So the 1 Kmart store that will be closing between the 16th and Sunday, April 17th, 2022, it will be the Kmart store at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey. And yeah, guys, so 1 liquidating store currently with liquidation sales obviously being conducted by none other than our friends over at SB360 Capital Partners, LLC. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over the map of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So we're going to first start out in the, what's it called, the near the Philippines, Japan, South Korea, and it's in the northern marine islands of Guam. It's the Kmart store in Toming, Guam, which is about a few miles north of the Antonio B. Juan International Airport. Again, this is one of 9 remaining Kmarts that are not liquidating. So very sad, obviously, and very significant. And again, it's the freestanding Kmart store in Toming, Guam. Okay, so as we move along here, the next store that we're going to hit, it's along the Pacific Coast region of the United States, and it's the Sears store at the Westfield South Center Mall, just outside of Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, in Tukwila, Washington State. This is the last Sears store at a Westfield property, and not just, I'm sorry, this is the last Sears store within a Westfield property in the United States of America, given that the whole Sunrise one is now closed, and obviously Westfield gave up control, so this is now the last Westfield mall within the United States of America to have a Sears department store within the property. So I could very well see this one going down the road. Obviously, it's a Westfield mall, and Westfield would have no problem redeveloping the entire Sears and Roebuck store. But again, it's at the Westfield South Center Mall in Tukwila, Washington State. Okay, and the next store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington State. This is the only other Sears store within Washington State. This is a one-level Sears and Roebuck store. Apparently, from what I hear, they're basically pulling a Miami at this point, and they're selling fixtures. So it's only a matter of time before they make this announcement. But it sounds like, just like Miami on the East Coast, this Sears store on the West Coast is starting to unfortunately sell store fixtures, and we all know what that ultimately leads into. But obviously, for now, it is open. Again, it's the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington State. Okay, and as we go down the Pacific Coast, the next Sears store that we're going to hit just outside of San Francisco and San Jose, it's the Sears store in Concord, California, located at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California. Again, outside of San Francisco, San Jose, and Sacramento, California. 3 major cities that this Sears store is around. But that's not the only Sears store that's near those cities, because that this is not the only Sears stores between these 3 major cities, because the next Sears store that's just a couple miles east is located in Stockton, California, and it's the Sears store at the Webstertown Mall, right across the street from the Sherwood Mall Shopping Center. And again, it's the Sears store at the Webstertown Mall in Stockton, California. One of the last 2 remaining Sears stores left within the greater Bay, San Francisco area. Once those 2 go, there will be no more presence of Sears in the greater Bay area of California. Okay, and as we make our way down the West Pacific Coast in Los Angeles, there are only 2 Sears stores left in the greater Los Angeles metropolitan area. The first one being the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. This is the last Sears store within the greater Los Angeles area to be connected to a shopping mall. So very sad, obviously, and very significant. Again, it's the last. So again, it's the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. Okay, so and as we make our way down southeast of Los Angeles, the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Whittier Town Center. The Whitwood Town Center in Whittier, California. This is one of the 2 remaining Sears stores left in Los Angeles, and this is no longer connected to a shopping mall. This property has been redeveloped to a town center. So it's only a matter of time before Sears does pull the plug here at this shopping center, but for now it is open, fortunately enough. So, and it's the Sears store at the Whitwood Town Center in Whittier, California. Okay, and as we make our way down the Sunbelt region of the United States, the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. This is the last Sears store within the state of Texas, and once this Sears store does unfortunately shut down, and it's just a couple miles south of El Paso International Airport, and once this Sears store does unfortunately shut down, that will be the end of Sears within the state of Texas. So again, it's the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. Okay, and as we, the next part, since there are no more Sears or Kmart stores within this part of the United States, we are now going to make our way up the East Coast, starting off with the United States Virgin Islands, hitting Puerto Rico, and then going up from Florida up to the rest of the East Coast region of the United States. So the first U.S. Virgin Island that we're going to hit is the St. Croix United States Virgin Islands, and here we have the Kmart store at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center, I believe. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, I believe it's the This is the Sunshine Mall, I believe, because then the other one obviously is at the yeah, this is the Sunny Isle Shopping Center, yep, that's Sunny Isle. So this is the what is it? The Sunny. Sorry, this is the the Sunshine Mall. Okay, yes, this is the Kmart store at the Sunshine Mall in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. This has a Kmart pharmacy and also has a Little Caesars Pizza still within the property, which is pretty cool and very significant that it still has both a Kmart pharmacy as well as a Little Caesars Pizza within inside this Kmart location. Okay, as we go a couple miles east, the next Kmart store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. The only thing that this Kmart has is a Little Caesars Pizza. The pharmacy was the previous Kmart that we just visited. So again, this is the Kmart store at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. Okay, and moving on from the St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands, the next Kmart stores that we're going to hit, located in the St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands. The first Kmart store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands. No Little Caesars, no Little Caesars or no Kmart pharmacy at this location, unfortunately. Okay, and then we go a couple miles east. The next Kmart store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands. So this one has a Kmart pharmacy as well as a Little Caesars Pizza within the Kmart store. Also, if I forgot to mention, Tom and Guam also has a Little Caesars Pizza inside of it too. Okay, and then next we're going to make our way over to Puerto Rico. And then the next Kmart and Sears that we're going to hit are literally directly across the street from each other. We have the Kmart store at the Plaza Las Americas Shopping Center in Puerto in Hato San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then directly across the street from that Kmart location, it's the Sears store at the Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Hato Puerto Rico. And then this is the Kmart store, which is located in San Juan, Hato Puerto Rico at the Plaza Las Americas Shopping Center, while the Sears store is located at the Plaza Las Americas Mall. These stores are literally directly across the street from each other, which is pretty rare to see nowadays. I believe this is the last place where you can find both a Kmart and a Sears store, literally and more so speaking, directly across the street from each other. Okay, and then as we make our way up the coast of Florida, the next store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Miami, Florida. This, guys, is one of 3 Kmarts left in the United States that is currently not being liquidated by SB360 Capital Partners, LLC. Now, the building is up for sale, obviously, so once a new tenant does scoop up this building, that will be the end of Kmart in Florida, unfortunately. And again, it's the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Kendall Lakes, Miami, Florida. Okay, and then the next store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store in Miami, Coral Gables, Florida. This store opened up in 1954. This is the oldest Sears in the fleet, and the building is already having some problems internally, so it's only a matter of time before they make the announcement that this Sears location is unfortunately shutting down, given the building's structural issues located on the second floor. Of course, the building could also choose to downsize to the first floor, but I think they're just going to altogether close this location. So again, it's the Sears store in Coral Gables, Miami, Florida. Okay, and given that Fort Lauderdale is permanently closed and has gotten bought out, the next Sears store that we're going to hit along the east coast of Florida, it's the Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Okay, as we go into the central part of the region of Florida, the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. Which is the last Sears store within the central region of Florida. So very significant and very sad too. So. Okay, and as we make our way up the East Coast along the southern eastern region of the United States, the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Triangle Town Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. So once this Sears store does unfortunately shut down, that will be the end of Sears within the state of North Carolina, unfortunately. So yeah, again, last Sears store, Friendly Center. Last Sears town, located in Greensboro, North Carolina, just a few miles east of the Piedmont Tirade International Airport. Okay, and then the next Sears store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland. This is the last Sears store within the state of Maryland. And obviously, once this Sears store does close, just like North Carolina, that will be the end of Sears within the state of Maryland, unfortunately. So again, it's the Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland. Okay, and obviously you guys know with the Willow Grove is already gone, and then the Avenel Kmart just got announced. It was this past Wednesday. So the next Sears store that we're going to hit, without hitting Kmart and Avenel, just feels so weird not doing that. The next store that we're going to hit after Frederick, Maryland, it's the Sears store at the Newport Center Mall in my home state in Jersey City, New Jersey. So again, it's the Sears store at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey. Okay, and then we're going to take a very quick trip over to Long Island because there is one store left on Long Island, and it's one of the last 3 remaining Kmarts in the mainland continental United States, and it's the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. This was known as the Martha Stewart Kmart. There are rumors circulating around that something is going to happen to this Kmart store, but until we have anything that is set in stone, this is for the time being and for the sake of this video. This is the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York, and it is not liquidating as of today. So, okay, and then we're now going to go ahead and boomerang back to New Jersey real quick because we have one more store. Whoop, went a little too far. So the next Kmart store that we're going to hit, it's the Kmart store at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey. This is the last Kmart store within Bergen County, New Jersey. This is now the last, I can't believe I'm saying this, guys, but now this is the very, very, very last Kmart store within the state of New Jersey. I never thought those words would be coming out of my mouth. This store, unfortunately, is required to be closed on Sundays because of the Bergen County Blue Laws, which was actually closed today because on a Sunday you're not allowed to operate a non-essential retailer within the county municipality. So again, it's the Kmart store at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey. Okay, and then as we make our way up, the next store that we're going to hit, it's the Sears store at the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York. This is the last Sears store within Newburgh, New York. There's so much going on with the store, I'm not going to get into it. But once I do hear more further updates in regards to the Sears store, I will let you guys know in a video. So again, it's the Sears store at the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York. Okay, and finally, the last non-liquidating store that we're going to hit, It's going to be the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts. This is the last Sears store within the state of Massachusetts, the last Sears store within the New England region, and the last Transform Co-owned property within the state of Massachusetts. And the same can be said for any remaining Sears or Kmart locations within their state. But I've noticed something. Any state that has a Kmart, like New York and Miami and Florida and New Jersey, still have a Sears store. So definitely there's something significant, I guess, behind that. So anyways, guys, that's about going to do it for this video, going over the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart. I'm sorry, excuse me, the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores as of Saturday, March 12th, 2022. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video, and that will be it.